Welcome everybody to episode 24 of Two Dimensional Champions. I'm Julian.
I'm Thaddeus. Or Thadnator.
Our Julian.
We're so weird.
We're on Twitter. You can follow. You're on. Do you still have your Twitter, or was it hacked again?
No, I think it's good.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Well, you can find me at Julian, I think is just my Twitter handle. Yours is probably Thadnator.
Thadnator, and the podcast is 2D Champs.
And we've got an email, too, where you can email requests and stuff. 2dchamps@gmail.com. Is that right?
I don't think that is right. I think it's
okay,
like 2DC request. Or requests, let me... yeah, 2DC request... 2DC request at gmail.com.
Okay, so let us know what shows you'd like us to watch. Otherwise, we're just going to wing it and
do whatever the fuck we want.
Precisely. So today we're going to be talking about Lupin the Third Part 4, which is the newest Lupin the Third series. And actually, it's the first one to air on Japanese television, and this is excluding TV specials and movies. It's the first full-length TV show to air since 1985. So it's been a while. And it's obviously not, Lupin's been going on for a very long time before that. It was a manga that first appeared in August 1967, and it's there's a Hayao Miyazaki movie that's a Lupin movie. That was his first full-length film, I think, and he worked on a couple of seasons of the TV show. This shit's just been going on for a long time.
The original. I remember, like, when I was little, back when, like, all anime was in the same, like, sort of category. If it was, like, Dragon Ball Z or, like, Ninja Scroll or whatever, it was all in, like, the same category of in the movie things. And I actually saw, like, a really old Lupin the Third OVA, and I remember, like, being super pumped because there was a boob in
it. not even those boobs, just
I think there's just one, and then it was like he like pushed it and it triggered like a rocket or something like that. It was like yeah.
Yeah, I kind of remember seeing it, at the edge of my vision. Tokyo Pop actually released the manga here, or like 6 volumes of it, so I kind of remember seeing that in stores for a little while. But it was something that I knew was super popular, but never. This is actually my first Lupin. I haven't even seen the Miyazaki movie. So yeah, this is. But it's a huge thing, and there's tons of shows and stuff. So if you really if you're a huge fan, you already know about it. If you are just getting into it with this show, just Google it, and you'll just have a whole universe full of Lupin stuff.
That being said, though, I feel like this is fairly standalone. Like I think that they do a fairly good job, like, of introducing the characters. Like, you would know more if you watch previous stuff, but it still stands alone very well.
Yeah, I think so too. I had no problem following what was going on.
And this is part 4.
Yeah,
part 1, 2, and 3. Who the fuck knows?
So I have a feeling it's all like this.
Yeah. It seems like when I feel like this started when, like, James Bond was getting really popular, and then, like, there's someone in, like, a Japanese studio that was like, we want this to be like James Bond, but with our humor. And then, like, boom, Lupin the Third came out,
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good guess. That this sort of thing was really this style of story was very popular, I guess, in the 70s and 60s. And actually, Monkey Punch, the author, which I think is the best pen name ever for an author.
Little cliff note. Excuse me for my extremely racist and terrible accent. Boom. All right, continue.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say I can't pronounce French or Italian. So apparently, what's interesting is it follows the grandson of Arsène Lupin, who's the main character of a series of novels by Maurice Leblanc.
Wait, so this actually like originates as an Italian anime, not a Japanese anime?
Well, actually, it's I think it's French. But what's funny is that it wasn't a sanctioned sequel. Like at the time when it was made, Japan wasn't enforcing copyright stuff as he would now. So actually, he just made the series the way he wanted without. So basically, when it was released in other countries, they had to change the name because the intellectual copyright didn't allow for. It's basically if someone wrote a sequel with the grandson of like, I don't know, like James Bond, and just decided to do a new series, and it got movies and stuff like that. So actually, it's kind of a rogue series.
Now, Lupin the Third or Lupin the Third Part 4?
All of Lupin the Third.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, the whole series. Yeah. And actually, the intellectual copyright has just expired, so now foreign releases can use the Lupin name. So now it's all kosher, but for a long time it was not, except in Japan. So
Japan's like, whatever, man.
Which I have a feeling could be related to how Araki, the author of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, could get away with calling all of his characters, like, naming them after bands and stuff. So I'm wondering if that's a similar copyright law.
Oh, like Japan doesn't care, but the rest of the world does?
Yeah, so I mean, they have to change the names for all the characters everywhere else, or just depending on what the copyrights are, especially like here in the States. But over there, there's ACDC.
Like, yeah, this guy's like the people in Kiss, because look at the star over his eye or whatever.
Yeah, and also like the stands are named after songs and stuff like that. So
yeah.
So I wonder if the Lupin thing is a similar. Japanese copyright law seems interesting on the surface, but anyway, this is
the more you know with two-dimensional champions.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and the show aired in Italy before it aired in Japan because it was a nice cross promotion with the. I guess tourism guild of San Marino in Italy. And then the general director was Kazuhide Tomonaga, who's done a lot of Lupin stuff for a long time. And actually, interestingly, was an animation director on Animaniacs. The more you know.
Right.
And the director, the co-director, I guess, was also an animation director on Animaniacs and has been working in the industry for a long time. And I'm trying to find something that... Actually, he's done a lot of key animation work, but he did key animation for Rurouni Kenshin, so I'll just drop that. I'm still looking for the fucking Arslan connection, but
it's there somewhere. Yeah, there was someone with, I don't know, the New French in Arslan.
Yeah, there is some connection with Arslan. So yeah, this is my first Lupin. So aside from those details, it's going to be a kind of fresh discussion for me. So aside that, you haven't watched anything but that first OVA back.
Right, and the only thing I remember is the Boob and the Rocket. Like, yeah, and it wasn't particularly appealing to me. I was like, I don't really get all this other stuff. I was like, oh, a tit, like, because he sort of has like the same sort of Playboy thing, like James Bond does. Like how James Bond would always hook up with like the girl or whatever. It's not quite like that.
He does, except his seems much more innocent. Like he always gets interrupted, or
maybe on the television thing. On the OVA, he didn't get interrupted.
Oh, really? He got some?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes me feel better.
Yeah, I was actually like, oh, here he goes getting some, like, in the first episode, and he got interrupted, and I was like, because it's on television.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. I'll have to check out.
But then again, that's like the only that one OVA, so I don't know if that correlates between any of the other millions of Lupin stuff that's out there. So I could.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, it must be hard to say. But the other note too that I'm seeing is apparently this is important for Lupin the 3 fans, but apparently he now has a blue coat, which is a big deal because apparently in the first series and some OVAs he was green. He had a red coat in the second series, as well as most films and television specials, and then for the third series he had a pink coat. So I'm guessing your favorite Lupin is based on the coat.
It's sort of like the actor in James Bond. It's like, do you like Sean Connery? It's like, do you like the pink coat? Do you like the...
Yeah, it's like I'm actually the green coat. And actually that reminds me of, there was a joke in FLCL which was about which Lupin you preferred. So now that makes sense to me. So that was a long-standing connection there.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and someone in FLCL was connected to Arslan. Boom, connections made.
Yep. It's all the thread of destiny. So all to come back here to be discussed on Two-Dimensional Champions.
You want to do like sort of like the non-spoiler thing, and then just sort of get into it?
Yeah, that feels pretty good. So first of all, you can watch this on Crunchyroll. The whole series is up. I think it just went up, this week or so?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they just, like, I saw something earlier this week that said they released a new episode. So if that's the last episode, then yeah, then.
Nice. And it looks like I think it's a full 26 episode series. So you can watch it there. The manga is completely unavailable in the States, as far as I know. And it seems like Tokyo Pop canceled the release because it was selling so poorly. So if you want to read the original manga, I guess you're shit out of luck in terms of official North American releases. But otherwise, check it out there. And
all of Lupin the Third is not out yet. It says that episode 15 is airing 2 days from now. So, boom, the more you know here with Two-Dimensional Champions.
Oh, okay, yeah. Dang.
But they do have, it looks like, all of the parts. So they have, like, Lupin Part 1, Lupin Part 2, Lupin Part 3.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah. So you can watch all of it right on... Oh, and okay.
Man, wow. That must have been made a while ago, because that art, though.
Yeah, I think the first anime started in, 71.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Yeah, and that's the one that Miyazaki and Isao Takahata worked on, so that's cool. Yeah. I have the Miyazaki Lupin movie, I just haven't seen it, The Castle of Cagliostro or whatever, so I guess I should watch that at some point.
Get on your game, man. Come on, what are you trying to do? Like, do a podcast comic and then have your own life? No, not today.
Not acceptable. So what'd you think of this?
I was going into it not expecting to like it because it's not like my sort of like main genre thing, but like there were some things that like I thought were pleasant. I thought that the characters had, I mean, of course I want to, this is a classic. What was also a classic was the Young Jack Black sort of series, and I like this a lot better than that. I felt like the quote unquote side characters were a lot more relevant, had a lot more personality than in that other anime. And all in all, it's like, I feel like it's a good, like, fun mystery thief sort of thing. It's not, you don't really need to pay that much attention to it. So if you like to watch, anime in the background, I feel like if you just like are trying to focus completely on it, it might not be totally captivating. But if it's something that you like having like anime on the background or something while you're doing other stuff, I think that it serves that purpose pretty well.
Yeah, I can agree with that. It's also really pretty, and I think it's also it's one of those shows too where if you had to pick an anime that if you had a lot of family over and you're like, well, I really want to watch an anime, this is one that I think you could put on and nobody would really find anything too offensive with it. Did you get that same feeling too? Or
I mean, there are the sort of they do sort of go into like the sexual innuendos pretty pretty hard. So it's like I'm not sure if I'd really want to watch this with like my nieces. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't go quite into that, but it is like I almost feel like like it'd be better to watch like with like the older adults that like James Bond and like that sort of stuff, you know, like I almost feel like it would almost appeal more to like an older crowd than as well as a younger crowd, like as well as like, you know, our age group, etc., like teens, college, etc. But like, you know, 13-year-olds and stuff like that, probably not so much. Older people, maybe. That's sort of like my feeling. Could be completely wrong.
Yeah. I don't know. I think there's something to that. Yeah, I mean, it's just really pretty. When I saw the promo art for it when they announced the show back in, I think, the spring or something like that, it looked really pretty. And so I was hoping the show would be, you know, a fun watch. And it really is, like you said. I mean, it's just a real fun romp.
But it really keeps to its original art style. You know, like I remember I was like watching the first thing and I was like, man, it's almost like the artists were like, well, what do? We add hair. You know, like we have all this extra, you know, like budget. It's like we're just gonna add some like super detailed hair follicles over here or something like that. So
yeah, I mean, it's funny. There's simple designs, but I mean, it's really well done.
Yeah, it's like they made the simple designs as complex as they could, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think the character designer they picked really did a good job because it looks modern, but I don't know. I mean, it's not like
it's a good sort of blend, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it's not like Young Blackjack where they just totally changed the art style, you know, to do something new. I mean, this is very much. I mean, you could fit this in with any of the other Lupins, and yeah, that's obviously intentional. They wanted to keep it as close as possible to the source.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, overall, I think it's good. I'd recommend it to anybody who's looking for just a fun action adventure show. But I will say though, there's just not a lot of depth. So at the same time, if you're looking for
gripping storyline, it's
yeah.
not
If you're looking for
it's
not. Yeah, it's not quite like that. But what is fun is it's kind of fun to see. Since I've never really watched Lupin before, it's fun to see sort of you can see where Cowboy Bebop, you know, got some ideas.
Oh yeah.
In terms of how I look at it, it seems like Bebop got a lot of.
I was thinking like there were some of the way that they did like the bullet dodging and stuff like that made me think of Trigun as well.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. There's a lot of Trigun in this. Yeah. There's a lot of like weird bullet tricks. Yeah, it's G-Gun, right? Who's the gun guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's like a scene when Agent Nix was shooting at Lupin and vice versa, and they're like it's like the accidental dance but dodging every single shot, and then there's like the zoom in and like the slow dodge of the bullets and stuff. It was fun. I mean, I think we're about to the point to get into the episodes into a little more depth.
Yeah, I think I'd recommend this really to anybody who's looking for a differently paced show that's just fun and not the usual. They want something not like the typical anime stuff you get nowadays. You know, if it's a light novel adaptation or something like that, this just has very different pacing and just a different feel. So I think if you're a fan of Lupin or not, I think it's worth a watch.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll watch the rest of it, or do you think you've seen it?
I don't think I will, mainly because there's so much other stuff that I want to watch.
Yeah.
That it'll probably like it's entertaining, but I wouldn't say it's like at the top of my list of things to like watch and finish. Yeah. You know, I mean, unless it's like something in the background while I'm doing other sort of stuff. You know, like.
Yeah, and I mean, for me, I just feel like after watching these 5 episodes, I feel like I've seen it all.
Right,
not necessarily
it just sort of repeats this sort of theme. It's a fun theme, but it's not like what's gonna happen with, you know.
Well, yeah, these characters aren't really going to change.
Right, which is the point. That's why it could last for as long as it has.
Oh yeah. But Yeah, likewise. I think I might watch it, working or something like that. That might be something fun, and it does lend itself to that very well. But I am interested in checking out some of the films, including the Miyazaki one I've not seen, and then I think there's actually one done by the Red Line director. Uh, so I might check that out too. So yeah, I'm definitely interested in watching more Lupin, but of this one series, I feel like I've gotten the gist of what the story sets out to do.
I mean, I would argue that if I were to continue watching Lupin, I would watch this one because it seems to be like the newest and freshest, and I feel like all the older ones are just like this one, you know?
Yeah.
Like maybe the very first, so you can see like how he first meets all of the characters, but after that, I bet it's something like the same,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could switch up episodes.
Yeah.
From different series and
skip a few and not even notice.
Yeah. So with that, shall we get into the spoilers?
Yeah. So let's get it cracking.
All right. So Italy. That's where they are.
I guess that makes sense.
Have you ever been to San Marino?
Personally, no. On the internet? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Google Maps.
Yeah, man.
It looks great. Looks very pretty. I will say, whenever they were talking about Italian food, I got really hungry, especially when they ordered that carbonara, I think in episode 2. I got really hungry.
Right.
So it was successful like that. So right off the bat, the opening to the show is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I think they use the same theme for all of the Lupin stuff, and I don't think they changed that too much.
It seems very James Bondy.
Oh yeah. But that video, oh man,
right.
That opening video, that was great. My only beef with that video is there's this one shot of.
Is it the cars?
Not the cars of Fujiko. That's her name, right? Yeah, Fujiko. There's one shot of her where she's looking at the screen in the background, and it's like a big shot, big close up of her face, and she just looks kind of off. I don't know, but it stood out to me.
Not enough tits. You're like, I can focus on my face too well.
Yeah, maybe that was the problem.
Yeah.
I was like, jeez,
I feel like her bust size in comparison to the anime and that opening they're drastically different bust sizes. Like there's sometimes where I feel like she looks kind of normalish, or at least normal for an anime. There's others where I'm like, girl, you're gonna need some back surgery. I'm just saying.
Well, there's sometimes where she looks like she belongs on One Piece, And then, yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I think her sizes do change according to the director's will.
Right.
But yeah, there's a couple of moments where she looks like she's straight up a One Piece character. So
yeah,
that's for sure.
What did you think of the waifu at the very beginning, opening it up with Lupin getting married?
I thought that was cool. I mean, I'm sure for longtime fans that was like a big pull.
I bet it was supposed, because it's like, even from just the OVA that I saw, I was like Lupin's known to be a playboy. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, I mean, it's the sort of opener where you're like, there's got to be something else to this. Like, it can't just be as simple as it seems. But I did like how Rebecca's character kind of flips around in the episode, because I really did think she was sort of like a one-off.
Right, and she sort of just seemed like a real bitchy character. Like, at first I really didn't like her. Yeah. But she ends up being kind of fun. Like, she has her own little like twist. And do you know who she really reminds me of?
Who?
Girl from the minisodes. The girl and girl.
Oh.
It's mainly just the hair, but
yeah. There is that sort of like
the layered hair thing going on.
Yeah, it is a cool look.
Yeah.
Yeah, she to me, I think I guess she's modeled off of Paris Hilton or something like that type.
Is that just a guess, or is that?
Yeah, I saw it written somewhere, but nothing official. I just think that was like
someone else's sort of.
Yeah, and I think I read it off of Twitter somewhere, but I actually agree with it, especially with like how she handles the media and stuff, or at least Paris Hilton back in the day.
Oh, right. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Sort of or I guess for more. Oh God, what's that lady?
the Kardashians.
Yeah, like sort of like how the Kardashians. I wouldn't, but not in like a negative way. Just in like
Oh.
the reality of, just manipulating the media. And,
Yeah,
and
she knows
that's
how to
just,
play
and
the
then
game.
that's just like what they're doing.
Yeah, she knows how to play the game, and she's just having fun.
Right.
Yeah, I thought she was a really cool character, and I like that they. It seems like if she's obviously gonna be around for the entirety of this series, I'd imagine. And it's nice because they added a new character to a long running franchise who doesn't feel unnatural.
Like it could set up as this is just like a new character to like part 5 and like ends up being part of the game, with her own little like quirks and personality and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. I mean, she fits right in without. I mean, I know I haven't watched it, for years, but to me, she just seems like she fits right in with the group.
Which is surprising because it really did seem like she was just gonna disappear.
Oh yeah, I totally thought she was gonna be gone after the first episode.
And then like later in the episode, it's like, about the divorce, and she like hangs up on him because he's still like legally married to her.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was funny. So after the marriage ceremony, they're at the dinner. And I like that scene because it was fun seeing the other 3 main characters all reacting to the scheme.
Yeah.
But what was also fun was she wanted the food return to get something else, and her butler guy reminded her that it was made by like a 3-star chef.
Right.
And immediately I was like, it reminded me of Hunter x Hunter. Like the 2-star, 3-star hunters. And there's like food hunters. So that's my note. I was like, what? It's like a 3-star hunter chef? That's awesome.
Oh my god, you nerd.
Yeah. So that's the nerd shout out for episode 1. And one thing that threw me off though is what was the card? He gave her a card when they first met, and it was in Italian. But the subtitles were in Japanese.
I bet it was Will You Marry Me?
Oh.
That's the only thing. I have no idea what it said, but my guess is that was actually his proposal, because they're like, it was like love at first sight. And he like literally walked up with her and gave her like a proposal card. That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But I don't know what it actually said, so I could be wrong.
Yeah, and that's just one thing that I'd like to complain to the Crunchyroll about. It seemed like it was sort of an important thing to know, and it was in 2 different languages, neither of which I can read.
Right,
so,
Japanese and Italian. Sweet.
Yeah. So, and so, yeah. So, what stood out to you?
I mean, like the overall plot was like the whole like stealing the crown thing, which is like cool, but like, I don't know. It didn't really stand out to me. It just sort of seemed like what was there in order to like have different characters have their moment, like they're running, and then like the samurai guy comes and he chops the tree, and then the tree falls on the guy that's chasing him.
Every character got their sort of their shining moment.
It was just like an introduction. First episode, which as it should be. I was kind of surprised, like when the waifu, Rebecca, was the masked person.
Oh yeah, I was surprised by that too.
Like at the end. Wait, that was Rebecca, right? But not Fujiko.
Well, Fujiko was the first turnaround. And then Rebecca was actually the
second turnaround.
Yeah, she was the second turnaround. Yeah, that was fun. And their whole Spider-Man thing that they had going on there for a few minutes.
Oh yeah, when they were like
chasing each other.
Yeah, and then she like fell into her love plane or whatever.
Yeah, her dynamic entry.
Yeah,
and I really liked the little bits of animation in the middle of the episode, the eye catches. I thought those were really fun.
Like, what do you mean?
When he's trying to unlock the safe, and then the second one is he throws a bomb and it throws
the commercial breaks.
Yeah, the commercial breaks. Yeah, I was kind of hoping there would be a different set for each episode, but
it's just the same sort of thing.
Yeah, that was pretty charming. I like that, and especially that it was even drawn in like the 70s style. It looked like. That was kind of cool too. Yeah, I like the Spider-Man stuff. That was pretty fun, and actually, just the caper was fun. It was the way they handled it was very natural, and at the same time, it was cool to have a couple of turnarounds that you weren't really given enough time to really see coming.
Right, like you were like, there's something fishy, but I don't really know what is going on. So yeah, I would say it's entertaining. I wouldn't say that anything like really stood out, but
Yeah.
it was entertaining.
Yeah, and the animation all through it was great. And I think the first episode really has the best animation of all five.
I didn't notice much of a difference between them, but I trust you.
I mean, it just looked more fluid or something. I don't know really. I mean, it looks so even with all the others. It's really hard to say. There's just maybe there's an added couple of lines that I liked in this one better, but yeah. So really nice introductory episode. I really enjoyed the ending theme too. I thought that was pretty fun. Straightforward, but again, I like the animation and.
Yeah, actually, like, and the whole, like, singing lady in, like, that sort of bar pub setup or whatever, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, and I like that the song was like a nice kind of older bar song as opposed to, like, a lot of the typical... Yeah, as opposed to a lot of, modern anime songs, which can be fun, but
Right.
It was nice to have a change of pace. And the music in this show in general is great. I really like it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because of Bebop, but I think jazz and anime can go really well together.
Maybe
So,
Bebop is because of this. Dun, dun, dun.
what a twist.
Oh.
I feel like there should be a scene of like Spike taking off a mask and it's actually Lupin.
Right. So you want to go on to episode number 2?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, I thought at the very beginning, the first thing that, like, jumped out at me was how they called football... like ball kicking.
Yeah, it was like, do you like? I didn't know you like ball kicking.
I was like, what? I don't know if that was a joke on the anime, or if that was just like a translator issue. Like they just like fucked up the translation. Like,
yeah, I couldn't tell either, but it was kind of an awkward wording.
Yeah, like rewind. I was like, do they really like? I know they just said something really weird. Like, what was that? Oh, right. Because I was like, kick the ball, and I was like, no, that makes too much sense. What did they actually say?
Yeah, I don't think many sports fans would describe themselves as being a fan of ball kicking.
Yeah, no, the jewels are precious. And then,
I mean, I will search for that on YouTube and laugh heartily.
Right,
but,
and I'm sure there's. I'm very confident that there's porn involving that, but we don't need to go there. And this is when we discovered that the waifu wasn't a one shot too. Like right towards the beginning, you see her, with other people doing her media attention manipulation thing.
Yeah, she's back.
Mm-hmm. Which is kind of cool.
Yeah. And I like their. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going on with the story about what it was about. Like the football was like there's like a football player and he wants Lupin to steal the evidence of him like doping or something like that. Yeah,
and I actually really enjoyed the twist at the end that came with that he had that like eye disease. And he was just taking medicine for that.
Right. That just happened to also be like steroids.
Yeah, and so it gave, and so that actually is why it made sense later on why his doctor, like, knew about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because before it, I was like, what? Why would his GP know if he was doing it illegal? Or maybe the GP was in on it too, or whatever. But so it was kind of fun to see that, it was a nice twist. That it was just like an illness, and it kind of follows this trend. Where it's like the guy they help is like really a good guy.
Right. It's like I know I'm a thief and I'm supposed to steal things, but really I'm doing it for the right reasons. It's that sort of show.
Yeah. For a minute there, I was about to be like, wow, that's a doping in sports. That's a very current issue,
right.
as it has been for like 20 years. But like, I was like, oh, that's an interesting choice.
It's like issue before we even knew that doping happened. People were...
Yeah. And what was funny is, at the end it was like, but he's really a good guy, and he's not actually dope.
And then when he said he wanted 3, it wasn't that he wanted 3 million or whatever allowed gold. He just wanted the guy to score a hat trick on his last game.
Yeah, which actually I feel like is more to ask for than
listen, you're asking this half blind guy to like perform really well.
to
Come
do
on,
this
man.
hat trick that's going to win the game.
Right.
Like, that's even more difficult than just like giving him however much he would
It's
have
like, hey,
wanted.
bro, listen, just take the money, all right? Shut the.
Yeah,
Don't.
it would have been funny if he couldn't do it and they lost and he's like, "Here's the cash." Lupin's like,
It's like, oh wow, I guess that works out too.
yeah, and I liked the infiltration to the bad guys house, and I liked the car chase a lot. That was fun. Where
I thought the chess part was interesting. Like, this was also when they introduced the character Agent Nix. You don't know who he is. You just think he's like a random thug bodyguard, but then you find out that he's with the MI6.
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
It was funny when he showed up at the end of episode 1 where they did that like dramatic pause in the last shot, and I laughed because I was like, "Who is this guy?" Like, it's like, why? What?
I didn't even pay attention to him, but yeah.
Yeah, he's in the very last scene of episode 1.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, but he's fun. He was playing chess, and then it turned out to be Lupin, right?
Well, it's like not only did so he like knocked out a bodyguard and then dressed up as that bodyguard, and then he played chess with the MI6 guy, and then the MI6 guy kind of knew what was up because he'd been playing the authentic bodyguard who was terrible at chess, and I think Lupin was like beating him or whatever.
Yeah, he cheated.
Well, he cheated, but I'm also curious if the way that he rearranged the pieces were in a similar way to like when they were playing online, because he was playing chess with them online earlier. It seemed like there could have been some like meta stuff going on, you know.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that. That's interesting.
Yeah, the bodyguard was just trying to again infiltrating this guy's this drug lord or whatever in order to get information from the Secret Service.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So there seems to be like some neat. There's some neat sort of stuff that's going on, you know.
Yeah, and I like how these are little tidbits that they really wouldn't. I mean, a lesser writer wouldn't have, but you just feel like that the production staff really knows what they're doing with this series and how, just to make it interesting, just to make it a little fun. They know there's like, it's like any of these other long-running genre things like, Star Wars or Godzilla or whatever. There's only really so much you can do. But in another way, there's a lot you can do with the formula. There's lots of little things you can add, to make it interesting and, to make it fun. And I really feel like this episode, actually even more so than episode 1, with that whole infiltration set, really just, I don't know, I feel like the format of the show really shines, and especially with the car chase and stuff like that. It's just fun, and it keeps you guessing. And they also have no shortage of really well done costumes, right, or disguises, right?
Right.
I mean, they just and they're easy to take off, which I like.
Right. It's just like, and then this whole outfit is gone.
Yep. And I liked how Lupin jumped into the car when he was trying to escape. I thought that was fun. They just had the moonroof open. He just jumped off the cliff.
Right.
Went straight in. And I also liked the grenade. That was fun. That was a cool little.
Oh, you mean like when they did the grenade and the guy like shot it back at him or whatever?
Yeah.
This is something that I think is kind of interesting. It's like I like this style of character better than again like the young Blackjack is like the easiest to compare, which is like young Blackjack. He's just like kind of good at everything and like knows everything. With this, it's a bunch of characters that have like superhuman skills. But are very specialized,
yeah.
So it's like, and then that's what makes them become like the best team, Yeah, I don't even really know what Lupin's good at, but everyone else seems to be really good at a lot of.
Seems like he's just good at coming up with schemes.
Right.
That's like his big.
I guess the planning or whatever.
Yeah,
Tactics.
yeah. He always comes up with that. And then the MI6 guy, Nix, that's his name?
Yep.
So he was fun. And then actually, that's all of my notes for the episode. I thought it was really fun, but there wasn't anything, really much to discuss. It actually kind of felt like some of the comedy shows we've watched, where it was just really fun. There were some like standout moments, but there wasn't much to like really.
Right. It's entertaining, but like when you think it's like, oh, why was I just laughing? It's like,
Yeah.
I don't really remember. Like the Big Bang Theory.
Although,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah. And actually, I will say though, with all the money that the soccer player is making, I wonder why he couldn't get better treatment, like eye surgery or something. But I guess
Well,
he was kind
they were on like
of.
a really bad team. So
Ah,
and his whole thing was like the coach like brought him in when he was just like a thug and gave him like purpose and stuff like that. So
okay.
he was sort of like Takamura from Hajime no Ippo. Had that sort of storyline.
Ah, okay, okay.
And but yeah, no, that was pretty much the second episode.
Yeah. So episode 3, we get a dramatic turn right off the top, which is Jigen gets defeated by Nyx,
Yeah.
and he's kind of surprised by that.
Well, kind of. It's also
Kind of.
seems like it's all part of the Lupin's great plan, per usual.
Yeah, I mean, there's that going on too, but yeah, it did at the beginning. I just thought his ability was just that they've got a lot of people, so he could just cover all the escape routes. That was my original. When I saw that, I was like, oh, okay. There's just like a, he has a big team.
Oh, you're talking about Nyx?
Yeah.
Which there's a little bit of that. Yeah, it turns out that actually he too has specialized traits.
Yeah, he's Batman. Basically. Like a for real Batman.
Yeah.
Like he uses fucking echolocation. I kind of I don't know about that. I don't know how well that worked with me. I was like, that might be a little. I don't know. For some reason, that was like.
That was too much.
That was too much.
Shooting a grenade back out of midair or whatever.
That was okay. Yeah.
Echolocation. Did you know that there actually are cases of like some people being able to do like echolocation?
What?
Yeah, like there's a YouTube video that I heard about. This may be debunked or whatever, but of a blind person riding a bike and essentially using echolocation in order to ride a bike through like a neighborhood.
Holy shit! I didn't.
Yeah, so it's a legit thing.
So it's like that thing. If you lose one sense, like you get like one that's like super super pumped.
Right. You can hone other senses.
Super hearing would be the worst if like someone farts in a classroom.
Yeah, or
or
someone's snoring. It's like good luck falling asleep. I've heard enough time than just normal freaking hearing.
I know. That would be. I bet Nyx doesn't get a lot of sleep because of that.
No.
Like everybody's ripping ass.
Well, he just might not ever sleep. He seems like that sort of guy. I mean, that's why his hair is like white.
That's true. Yeah, he kind of looks like that sort of guy who doesn't sleep. Well, I didn't know that. I mean, I can actually, now that I think about it, if you put me in a city that I've never been to before and like blindfold me, I can actually smell comic book stores. So I can actually like guide myself to the nearest comic book store.
Okay.
Yeah, that is actually something.
Not be full of shit, right?
No, it's totally true. Like I've actually like demonstrated it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it recorded? Can I dip pics?
No. Sadly, it wasn't recorded, but we can try it out sometime.
Okay,
yeah.
Sure. I'm gonna take you to freaking.
I guess I take that back.
Or whatever.
Yeah, where's the comic book store? I'm like, I can't smell in Swedish
Right.
or no Icelandic. What do they speak up there? Icelandic?
Baller. Just like manliness and.
Just like man words.
They only speak in Viking.
They actually only speak in biceps.
Right.
And beards and biceps.
But yeah, so with in episode 3, that was like he tricked the waifu into taking the guy up to the top, and then like he got caught. Oh, that was like the 0.02% chance to live, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, it was fun, but like nothing really like stood out. Like we can go over it, which is like.
No, I didn't like it as much as the second episode. I mean, I did think it was funny how MI6 has some pretty creative torture methods, and how everybody is being put up in crosses. I don't know, that just seemed like a thing.
Right.
Although that could be also a thing for anime. You see that a lot.
Yeah.
They just like that.
They're like, how do we fit in at least 3 biblical references in this anime episode?
And I did really like the MI6 car. I thought that was very fancy with like the talking robot and shit like that.
Yeah, it's just everything just makes me sort of think of James Bond. You're just like that sort of like secret spy agent sort of.
Well, I'm going to throw this out there. Did Nyx remind you of Daniel Craig?
Who's Daniel Craig?
He's the newest James Bond. Because in episode 3, I have a note here where like in episode 3, he just suddenly started really reminding me.
But for me, he just reminds me, like, he just makes me think of like how they envision, like, I guess the U.S. spies or something like that. But so it's like I feel like that's like almost like the more serious Lupin the Third, or as in like in Lupin the Third is the less serious James Bond or whatever, you know?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. I also liked how his other ability was Matrix bullet time.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned the Trigun aspect, but there is also I saw it and I was like, whoa, it's
Which was
Neo.
also like in Trigun, yeah.
Yeah.
And then someone else did that too, didn't
Lupin did it too,
I
right?
think like Lupin did it, and I think like Jigen did it too.
Maybe it's like a you know how in Bleach everybody can like walk on the sky. Maybe it's just like a standard thing.
Right. It's like, listen, man. Once you get like really good at a certain trait, you just like get the ability to dodge bullets.
Yeah. So it's like you're really good at cleaning toilets, but you gain the ability to like dodge bullets.
Yeah, I think that makes sense to me.
Yeah. Man, I was really hoping that'd be fun.
They've gotten better at cleaning toilets, so you can dodge bullets.
Yeah, I've actually gotten pretty good at it. There's like certain scrubbing techniques that are better for getting like the upper inside of the rim.
So you're trying to get to the upper inside of the rim. I see.
Yeah, that didn't sound
Do you toss salads as well?
I do make a mean salad.
So on episode 4?
Yeah, well, actually, my last note for episode 3 was I did find it a little weird that at the very end, even though he like could probably have guessed that Lupin and Jigen were connected, why not arrest them? You know, then that seemed a little funny. But I guess MI6. I mean, Lupin was betting that they'd be totally distracted by what was going on with the Crown Prince, but I did think it was a little funny that he didn't, especially when Jigen was already captured.
Oh, just sort of be like actually like arrest them and then leave instead of just
he could just slap handcuffs and throw them in the car, right?
Like, okay, all right, bitches, you're coming with me.
Yeah, I mean, especially when he could. I mean, I'm sure he knew that they were connected. I mean, he definitely knew at the end, but you know,
Right.
well, I don't know. Maybe anyway, that was a little quip I had with it. But yeah, episode 4. This episode I think was probably my favorite.
Yeah, I was gonna be like best episode. I think it's the best episode.
I think so. Yeah. I that is probably because Jigen is my favorite. I think of the team.
I just liked how the whole time I was like, this is about Lupin, right? And he never showed up. So it was like,
Yeah.
I like how they focused on another character, you
Mhm.
know, like,
Yeah.
and how it was kind of interesting how all of that went down. Also,
And it
opened up with some serious philosophy.
Maybe I'm not living. Maybe the medicine is just keeping me from dying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I wrote that down too and was like, what the fuck?
I knew you were gonna write that down. I had to do the same. I was like, this is just too good.
Right. I was just like, I just read that and I was like, where the fuck did this come from?
Yes, in the little book of anime logic,
Yeah.
this gets added to that.
Yeah. And it's a funny quote, but it's also kind of philosophical. And then they even are like made fun of the fact that it was philosophical too. And then which I thought was kind of they were like,
Yeah.
they were like, man,
Yeah.
that was strangely philosophical.
Yeah, the old guy just brushed off. He's like, no, I'm not trying to be
Right.
philosophical.
Now give me a cigarette.
Yeah, I really like that. Again, I think the writing is really smart. You just get good lines like that, which I'm sure it was more fun in Japanese too. I mean, again, it's one of those things where I feel like there's a lot of jokes and stuff that just can't get put into English too well.
Right.
But yeah, that was fun. I really liked the Doctor. I thought that was a cool story. I like that it was kind of a classic Western feel.
Right. Guy
This
coming
episode.
into town.
He loses his gun, gets taken from him. I thought it was cool that the old guy stole it.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of funny that how they all the people that were killed but not killed well or whatever were called the living dead.
Yeah.
I was sort of like waiting for like a sort of like a zombie joke to just like happen.
I was too, and I thought it was kind of cool that the doctors, what she felt bad about was like, kind of encouraging this behavior. You know what I mean? Like she could save them, but what they were going through was terrible.
Right.
And that was a nice twist on the usual. I don't know. I feel like doctor drama that you get in some animes. And I also, or medical. It was just a nice twist on that character type. And also, what I thought was cool was that Lupin the Three delivered a more gripping medical story than anything I saw in Young Blackjack.
The two fake.
Yeah. Although I did
Still
kind
a
of want
better
the
love
doctor.
story than Twilight.
Yeah.
Still a better medical story than Young Blackjack.
I did kind of want the doctor to go into that, mode where she's like magically sewing stuff up, just like Young Blackjack would.
Right.
I kind of was waiting for that. I did also think that the old guy died. I was pretty sold on that for a few minutes.
I wasn't.
Oh, really?
No. But, I mean...
I am pretty gullible,
Yeah.
so...
You goofus.
Yeah.
I thought so, like, the scene where... This is the thing that I really like with like the whole specialization thing with the gun guy is like when he goes in there, he's completely surrounded. It's like, are you guys gonna give up yet or whatever? And then like aligns all of the guns so that they all shoot the other people when he's in a circle and all that stuff. I just thought that was all really funny.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Trigun got it from Lupin, but wow, that just took me back to Vash,
Right, and it had it had the bullet time or whatever dodging.
Mm-hmm.
It was perfect though. It just worked, and that's like the guy was like, if someone just knew all of the guns really well and could like see all the directions of all the shots, then they could, orchestrate this without firing a single bullet or whatever.
Oh yeah, and I really liked how they got Zenigata involved, to go over the crime scene and stuff. I thought it was fun how they just didn't show you the action sequence right away.
Right.
And so they still kept it in the loop with the other previous episodes, but at the same time, you really get this very nice. Oh God, I just forgot this guy's name. Jigen story.
Did you write down my second quote for this episode?
Oh, I don't think so. That was the only quote I had.
The Magnum 357 bullet is talking to me, telling me that he did it.
Oh yeah, that was good. That was great.
God, that's
a quality detective right there.
That reminds me of God, what was it? Boondock Saints or whatever. It's like,
oh
there was a firefight.
Yeah, Zenigata is terrible at every other detective job he has, except for the cases on Lupin. Like,
right.
Every other one.
Well, it's just sort of like how the gun guy's really good at the guns. It's like this guy's only good at Lupin. He's like super specialized. He can probably dodge bullets too because he's reached that level.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, just in chasing them, he's gotten that skill.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I really liked how this episode was directed. Everything was very well. It was cool how everything was framed. I really liked all the character designs, especially of the bad guy Eric and like his gang. I thought they all had really fun designs.
Yeah,
and it was just cool because it's a one-off bad guy, but very memorable. I remember these guys.
Yeah, it was really interesting. I really liked at the end too. The doctor was like, "Gun guy," and then like takes down her hair, which means which is code
she's
for like, "I want to fuck you, but you're leaving me now," or whatever.
She takes off her glasses and lets down her hair, and the old guy in the bed was like, "Whoa." And I did think it was funny how she was gonna go all blackjack on the gang people. She grabbed all the scalpels,
right.
And Jigen was like, "Are you really gonna go after them with that?" And
No, you're here to fix people.
Yeah, and when the old guy collapses, he grabs him, but he still has the scalpels in his hands. So I thought my joke was like, in the alternate universe, he kills the dude because he accidentally stabs him with 6 scalpels.
Right.
He's like, "Oh shit!"
There was like a lot of blood from the scalpels or whatever. I thought that was kind of like.
Yeah, he from his hands, right? From grabbing it from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna need to.
The other time, I remember like the guy came in the first episode and grabbed swords and pushed them away. His hands are fine.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's like
he just wanted it to make his point.
Exactly.
Wanted to drive his point home. Also, she's gonna have to. I hope she sanitized those
before doing the surgery. Yeah, man.
Before going to surgery.
I check that shit out.
Because he was like, "Use these," and she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have to like put."
Like, listen, man. You just sort of like. Luckily, I have 20 more things and the. Invisible silhouette of a string looping around on the screen.
Yeah.
Make everything
Also,
fix.
She had a shit job. She looked like she was the only doctor on there. I mean,
Yeah.
there seemed to be some other nurses running around, but like I was like, wow, that sucks. No wonder she's tired. She's operated on all these
Small
people.
town struggles, real. Yeah, you gotta keep that hair
Yeah,
up.
yeah, for real. Yeah.
Um,
And he's gonna eventually need to do something about that cavity.
yeah,
Because
for sure.
I know my dentist don't let me get away with that shit. Yeah.
Mine are
So,
like, you got some cavities. I'm like, cool story, bro. It's like, fuck you. And I'll like go to El Salvador and get them fixed.
it's like, why is this one tooth pink? It's like, I don't know. Yeah. Chews really well though.
Right, exactly. It's perfect. It's just a little pink. What? You don't like the color pink? Come on now.
It also like buzzes every once in a while.
It doubles as a vibrator. You just like pop that bad boy out.
Yeah.
So on to episode 5.
That's an image I'm not. I can't drop so quickly. Yeah, episode 5. Did you notice that Hitler was totally chilling in that crowd?
Oh no, I missed that.
Yeah, if you go back to the beginning of the episode and you look, he's totally just chilling there, enjoying the magic show. It's like, the conspiracy unfolds.
Right. I felt like episode 5 was actually one of my least favorite episodes.
Yeah, it was like they tried to do the whole Fujiko breaks up with Lupin. There's another guy, but this guy was too dweeby. You know what I mean? You're like, there's no way. I mean, she kind of like likes him, and is sort of like, oh, it's this cute innocent guy kind of thing. But it's just like, nah, this isn't gonna be. She was just giving Lupin a hard time.
And like, God, it's like after having like such a good specialized story of character development for episode 4, I really like Lupin wasn't really involved in this, but I felt like it focused more on like the kid character story, and I didn't really like care about him. It wasn't like a character that I feel like is sticking around.
Nah, it doesn't seem like that.
So,
I think it should have been an episode like the previous one, which is that it should have been about Fujiko.
yeah.
The other guys should have been maybe at the very end, but I feel like they actually dragged the story down. I feel like it would have been much stronger if it had just been like a one-off with her.
Focusing on Fujiko.
Yeah, because it's like we never really knew why she liked this guy, or why she chose to help him. I mean, aside from like, I thought
why she liked Lupin.
Well, yeah, I mean,
or anyone for that matter.
I mean, this one just felt
the
like
hair. Come on.
The hair, yeah, but I just feel like her banking on this guy's ability to sell him to a rival magic group company.
So weird.
That just like it almost seemed like something like she said at the end, like when she asked Lupin, like, "Well, tell yourself the one that makes you feel better." Like the interpretation of what happened. I almost feel like that was just Lupin. Oh, this is how I want to interpret this.
I felt like that was like the wink to the audience thing. Like, you try to figure out my angle or whatever, like.
Yeah, I mean,
which I don't really care about. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing that's just Fujiko's type, really, in the sense of that she's just that mysterious character who you're not really sure. I mean, it could be benevolence that she does something. It could be, for her own interest, but she's always kind of riding that line. So, I mean, I guess that's just in line with her character, but I don't know. I feel like it really dragged the story down to have the other guys in it, and I kind of wish it had just been her. And then also I didn't think the magic story was that compelling.
Oh, when you say the other guys, you mean the other characters like Lupin and
yeah, and shit, Sword Dude Jigen, yeah.
Sword Dude Jigen was the gun dude.
Oh shit, yeah. Guns, swords, really, what's the...
I'm rubbing off on you, bro.
I know, yeah, really. And then, also, did you catch the best line in this episode?
I did not. I didn't quote anything from this episode.
She tells him to believe in his right hand.
Oh, masturbation.
He's like, I will believe in my right hand. She tells him when she's on top of him, in like the sunflower field.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like,
Alrighty then.
All right. He's like, I will. I will believe in my right hand.
That's so funny.
Yeah. And I did think it was kind of fun how she knew the plan that he gave the bad magic guy.
Was it not a good one because he gave it with the left hand?
Yeah,
That was a neat little thing.
that was kind of fun.
Which,
And how
like, if I cared more about the episode, I may have like caught it, but I was just so like,
yeah.
this is interesting to me right now.
Yeah, I understand that. And I also liked how the sunflower field was dead at the end of it.
Yeah, and then she had like a dead sunflower on like her tits when she was like riding away or whatever. Didn't she have like a dead sunflower like in her cleavage?
She did, and I mean, I don't have boobs, but like, wouldn't that tickle? You know?
No, well, I mean, I just maybe I don't know. It's dead. Why would you put like something like dying? I don't know. That's weird to me.
Yeah, which goes back to like, I think she really liked this guy.
Just
I mean,
like maybe those were like the tears.
but she like knew that she could like never be with him, or I don't know.
I really don't think that there was that much thought put into it. And that's cool and all, but
and then I thought it was kind of weird how the guy in the hospital suddenly appeared. I don't remember getting into the car with Lupin when they went to rescue Fujiko. He's just there with Lupin, whereas I thought he stayed in the hospital. So I thought that was a little weird.
yeah.
But then on the other hand, I thought it was funny how his teacher died, or the head magician died. It's like, well, he must be a big fan of acupuncture.
What?
You know, because he got killed by all those.
Wait, they didn't actually say on the air, right? You just came up with that shitty joke, or did they?
Yeah, I just came up with that shit.
Okay, because I was like, I think I would have noticed something so bad.
Yeah, it's like, wait, I know the writing in this show is better than that. Where did you see this?
Right. It's like, oh no, that's your brain. Oh, everything makes sense now.
Okay. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yeah. Yeah. So that's
that's
episode 5.
pretty much it. I feel like Lupin, like the first 4 episodes, I think were like really solid. The 5th one just like didn't quite do it for me, so it's sort of like ended on a flat note. But I wouldn't say that reflects anything about the future of the show. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think episode 5 is like a good fail. I mean, if this was like the worst episode they have, it really wasn't that bad. I just, it was still well done. I just don't, I think it just had the wrong accent on it. Like, I just think it should have been more about Fujiko and less involved with making Lupin jealous, which really seemed like the only point.
Yeah.
For his side.
If they don't actually like try to develop Fujiko in any way, I would say that like I would be tempted to shout out sexism, but we'll see. Oh, they also like they've hardly done anything with the samurai sword Goemon guy.
Oh, Goemon, yeah, he's gone, right? He's just like
randomly died, and apparently,
yeah. He was killed by a Gundam in episode 3,
right.
Just off screen. Yeah, he wasn't even in. He was in episode 2. I think that was it, right? I don't even remember in episode 3
or 4.
Yeah, that's true. They totally forgot about him. I kind of feel bad for him, you know?
Yeah, but he's the lone samurai.
Maybe episode 6 is like his episode, right?
Maybe.
Yeah. So yeah, that was fun. I mean, it's just a really fun romp of a show. The animation's great. The colors are great. The backgrounds are awesome. It's classic. I mean, it's Lupin, and so it really, I mean, that's the way to do Lupin, I imagine, is just be as classic as possible. And then, the scenarios, I guess, it's kind of the same recipe. So it feels like home cooking or something like that. It's the same recipe every time, but it's just like, it's just so good, and the little details every once in a while they can change up. But yeah, so
it's not groundbreaking, but it's not bad. It's entertaining. It's good background anime.
Oh yeah. And I think really worth a watch too, especially if you're looking for something a little different. I mean, it still has boobs. It's not that different, but and it has obviously influenced tons of stories since then. But yeah, so it was a good time, and I'm happy we watched it.
Yeah.
So what are we doing next?
The next is Utawarerumono, The False Faces.
Yep. So that's what we're taking a look at next. It's the first 5 episodes, and where actually are we watching those?
This is also on Crunchyroll.
It's on Crunchyroll? Mm-hmm. Oh, cool. All right, and so if you, I think we already said that you could watch Lupin on Crunchyroll. So tune in next time. First 5 episodes of False Faces. And thanks for listening.
Yep. Take care.